What's up, everybody? I know I haven't been making too many videos lately, and I've been slacking for nearly a month. But if I haven't uploaded for this long, that's because I'm trying to get my mental health in order. Believe me, I believe mental health is not taken serious at all, and it should. But this whole video is not to primarily focus on mental health, though I'm still trying to raise awareness of it, but I digress. I am here to bring to you another vacuum. This one is another installment of the series that I call FrankenHoover, taking and reconstructing various different Hoover elites and making one working vacuum out of it. More so to test my creativity, also while having a little fun in the process and sharing it with you, my viewers. So what I have here for you today is a Hoover Elite Soft and Light. This is fully custom by a lot of parts I have laying around, and this I actually based on a real model, the U4535-930, which that one, for those of you who know, that's the convertible Elite Soft and Light. I originally had the intention to have this look like a U4617-930, the early model with the T-shaped hood before they went to the square hood in later years. But however, that one didn't have the soft and light name like this does. Which, by the way, this outer bag is definitely off a U4296. That's the square hood Elite that has the soft and light name and is in this same burgundy red color. I had this bag laying around from a parts bin. A bunch of other parts here and there. I decided, you know what, let's make one vacuum out of this. And so here I have essentially my U4535 with its proper name instead of being branded a convertible. So this is a tribute to that model, since it came out looking more like one, with the side mount attachments, tan handle cover, and all. So enough of that, let's go ahead and give a walkthrough of the cleaner. Like I said, this one does have the deluxe tan handle grip, which gives it a nice higher end feel, if I'm all honest. It also has a little bit more comfortable of a grip than when it were to come without. I just like how thicker it feels. And as we move along down here, this is the Hoover Elite. Pretty much one of the most legendary Hoover budget cleaners of the 90s. The Soft and Light, meaning, yeah, this is clearly a soft bag cleaner. And yes, it is lightweight with the triple filtration system. Had this outer bag laying around from a parts bin. I originally used it for my custom Elite 350. But after getting another custom Elite 350 built by another collector, this was laying around in a parts bin. So I thought, let's throw it on with other parts here and there. But enough of that. So to get access to the bag on these, the zipper is located off to the left. The thing that Hoover did on later years of the Elite is they moved the zipper on the left because early in the 80s and the very early 90s, the zipper was on the right. Hoover moved it to the left because having the zipper on the right, it would be hard to reach since the tool caddy's in the way, especially the ones with these plastic side mount hoses. The side mount flex hose wasn't as bad of clearance, yet it was still a little bit hard to get to. But for this kind of tool caddy, it was much easier to have the zipper move to the left. So that's what Hoover did, and they eventually went with that in all the later years prior. And here is your bag. It is the Hoover Type A top fill bag. very large, and you could definitely pack a lot of dirt in. This one is running the HEPA cloth bag for increased filtration. And like I said, here is the side mount attachments that were to come on this particular model. Even the actual convertible Elite model that I based this one off of comes with side mount attachments. And the hose is mounted on like so. And you also do have your single extension wand right here. Then on the back here, just for an added bonus, I added these tan colored attachments that seem to match the handle grip on the top. So what you have right here, you got your dusting brush on the top. The tools have really stiff clamps on this tool caddy. You have your crevice tool right here. You have your upholstery tool. Pretty self-explanatory, very tight clamps. They hold on excellent. And also, being that this is the model with the side zip bag, you do have a stair cleaning handle right here that you can hold right here to carry the vacuum to use it to clean on carpeted stairs. It's a thing with these side zip soft bags and even the hard bag models. So as we move down here, here's your T-shaped hood, which I honestly like this hood design a little bit better than the square hood. Even though the square hood ones definitely look very sleek in my opinion, and are definitely more on higher end Elite models, I love the T-shaped hood because it kind of gives the vacuum a little bit more character compared to the square hood, in my opinion. At least this one still has a headlight. All the square hood models I know have a headlight, and some of the T-hoods came with or without a headlight depending on the model. But you do have 4 positions of carpet height adjustment, and this one is rating at 16 cleaning effectiveness per amp. It has a 7 amp motor with brushed edge cleaning on both sides. You have your nice Hoover lettering over on the left and the Hoover symbol right up on the cleaning effectiveness rating. Your cleaning tool port right over here, pretty self-explanatory. And now let's go ahead and tip this thing back and show you the brush roll. This does have the updated bottom plate with the 4 metal wires instead of the 3 plastic ones. I kind of like this better because mostly for the grooming action, it leaves much more better lines with this bottom plate design compared to the 3-bar plastic plate. But as you can see, this one has a single row brush roll that I actually pulled from a Hoover Futura canister. As you can see, the Futura canister goes by the full length of bristle design. However, the lower end models, I should mention for that, come with only the single row, but they still have the full length of bristles and don't have this missing bristle to contour the bottom plate with the 3-bar plastic for the uprights. They only did this for the canisters. I found this on eBay, bought it, and installed it into this. They will fit the Elite uprights, but I do think they fit better if you have the 4-cage plastic or 4-cage metal wire bottom plate. Leaves very good lines. It almost grooms about as well as the dual row brush roll. I say that because the bristles are very nice and stiff, so you do have some nice agitation with it. And I do think these agitate a little bit better than the dual rows. Some may argue to that, but however, the dual row will still pick up a little bit more, especially when it comes to things like pet hair. But this performs very good for what it is. And this is living proof that the canister brush rolls do interchange the upright. At least the Futura and the Power Maxes. They pretty much use the Elite brush roll design. And so now let's go ahead and turn this thing on its back to show you the model number I built this off of. This is Hoover Cleaner model. The donor is model U4535-930. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 7 amps, bag type A. There's the belt part number, 38528-027, now known as 38528-040. And the serial for this is 04 of 98. So the donor that this was built was manufactured in April of 1998 for household use only, made in the USA. I love that about these old Hoovers, is that they're US made. You'll never see anything today that's US made that doesn't cost any more than $1,000. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and release the cord. Very nice and long, I should mention. And let's go ahead and plug this guy in. And typical Elite fashion, you do have your power switch down on the side of the cleaner, which is a little plastic rod that runs down into where the main rocker switch is inside the valley of the motor. And one interesting thing about this, and a lot of different bases of Hoover Elites were like this, but as you can see the indent on the power switch, it says where the switch is in the off position, and you also do have numbers on the sides, the 0 and the 1, indicating like off and on. A little touch of detail I didn't know Hoover did. I have other Elite models that don't even have these indentations, so that's kind of interesting. And baffling too, I should mention. And this one, I did have to rebuild the motor for new bearings on both sides, and also do have an upgraded fan impeller from a later model Elite that was originally introduced when they introduced the 12 amp models in the early 2000s, and was offered as a replacement for your lower amperage Elite should it happen to break a fan. Managed to snatch one new old stock and throw it into this. So now it performs much better, draws a bit more airflow than the 7 amp, and also it makes a little bit less noise compared to one with the 7 amp. And so, with that said, let's go ahead and turn this thing on and give you a demo of it cleaning. Typical Elite fashion, this thing is pretty loud, so headphone users or those with sensitive hearing, I would advise turning down your volume. And so, here we go. runs very smooth. Definitely has a much more pleasant sound than it would with the 7-blade fan. And before we end the video, let's go ahead and demonstrate this guy in the tools mode. Simply just pull your hose off like that, open the tool port right here, and then just slide your hose down in like so. Don't expect miracles for suction. The suction's not too high because direct air vacuums are known to produce more airflow than suction. One thing I do like is that with the upgraded 20-blade fan, it does increase by a little bit, but not by much. Put everything back. And there you go. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this or actually other installment of the series FrankenHoover, the Hoover Elite Soft and Light. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.